This is a 2004 BMW 325ci, and today I'm going to replace the front wheel hub and bearing assembly. And to jack up, BMWs have some unique jack points, and they require like a jack pad. And this is an aluminum piece I got from Amazon. I'm gonna do that in a few minutes. So this is on the front passenger side, and we're gonna take a look at the jack point. And here it is. This is a rubber piece, and use the jack pad to go in between there like that, and then use the jack to lift it up. Here's the jack position to lift the car, and with the jack pad in there. With this particular model of jack, I think it'll be okay to lift it without the pad, but it's better to always use the jack pad. And there's directly opposite on the other side, the driver's side, there is one, and underneath the car in the front for oil change, or you could use that as a central jack point if you're working on both sides of the car. Since I'm going to be working on the wheel hub, I'm going to do one side at a time. Let me jack up the car. The wheels off the ground a little bit more higher. That should be sufficient. Remove the hex that holds the rotor. I'm going to stick a long flathead screwdriver to hold in between the rotor cooling slots, and then from there, it's easy. Turn it around. There. The rotor screw. There. Now I'm going to remove the caliper bolt, and there's one here. It's looking from the front. It's a 16 millimeter, and there is one right below, right around this area. And I'm going to use a 16 millimeter flex head to avoid the brake line, so you can flex it like that. This is the caliper, it's out, and I'm using an S hook, and this is specifically designed for holding the caliper, and I got this from Amazon. It's I think I got the tool for less than 10 bucks. It's a pretty useful tool instead of trying to use the coat hangers and other stuff. This one is pretty sturdy, and then make sure that keeps the brake line without any tension. So there it is. This is the dust cap that I took off of, and this came from with the new one. So look at how this has been probably reused several times, or at least once. And this is the inner dust seal. Most likely we may not have to change it, and this one is on go after we are done replacing that. Just goes in like that. So I'm gonna, before we remove the bolt, I need to tap out this. This is an old screwdriver, by the way, so we can take it off. just enough so it can rotate. There, it was done only on one side. Normally it's supposed to do on both these notches to prevent this from ever loosening it. So that's that. So mine is a 1/2-inch drive impact, so I have to use a 1/2 to 3/4 adapter. So where's my 46 millimeter? Just found it. And this is the 46 millimeter from Power Belt. I'm going to use some penetrating oil. Give it a couple of minutes. Let's try again. Should have done this earlier. The penetrating oil did the job. It's off. I'm using a Harbor Freight 3-jaw puller. That's it. Well, this thing is not in such a great shape. There is the race, and that's the bearing. Typically the race stays behind, so there's the old one. So now I'm gonna have to clean up the inside, the dust cap on the rear. Looks pretty good. Just a little bit more cleaning, and then I have frozen the wheel hub assembly, so it should be relatively easy to put it back. Let's see. I'll be back. Here's the new one, frozen since yesterday. Let's see how easy it goes back. So a little bit of cleaning. Looks good. That in. I don't have a specific BMW tool for tapping it in, so I'm going to use this race and seal driver. So the frozen bearing was much easier to tap in using a 36 millimeter. Just make sure you keep it only on the race, not on the bearing. So tapped it in, and there, clean the dirt Then now time to put the new one in there, and here's the impact. So I'm going to use an impact to drive it. And there's plenty. And now to use the torque range to make sure you get, I guess it's 213 foot-pounds torque. It's for 213 foot-pound. So as you hear the click, you're good. The new wheel hub is in, and now I'm going to tap in this groove. It doesn't want to go in. A couple of more, and go in a little bit more deeper. There, one side is done. Just make sure it doesn't come out on itself. Okay, I'm gonna do the other side. The camera is in the way, so it means the same on the other side. Tap it in. Now on the other side. Now it's going. Is it bent enough? I think that's good. A bit more. There. Make sure. By the way, when I removed the old one, it was only done on one side, but it's better to do it on both sides. So make sure it's aligned to there. It's not coming out. There. Bent all the way in. There. Perfect. That's done. Now it's time to put the rotor back and then the caliper. I'm going to use the 3M brake cleaner to clean the rotor a little bit. There's some rust on the sides of the rotor. Just do a little bit of cleaning. There. Let's soak in a little bit. Clean it, and then it should be ready to go. The rotor is clean as much as I could, and make sure the set screw is in the right spot. There it is. Right there. Center. And here is my set screw. Well, I have to clean the set screw. I'm gonna clean it before I put it back. Use the same brake cleaner. There. Wipe it clean. Time to put the set screw. Make sure it's properly aligned. That's good. it, and then we'll go back to, it's not aligned properly. Okay, we're gonna try again. I think it's right spot. I don't know what the torque spec for this, but hand tightening should be sufficient. Don't over tighten. And like smooth like butter. That's the new wheel bearing. Time to hook up the caliper and put it back together and go to the other side. Just as a backup, I ordered some dust cap from, let's take a look. It says BMW at San Francisco. Look at the quality. This one seems to be okay. This is looks like it's already rusted. They're like brand new. This one that came with the hub assembly. There. So which one should I use? I'm going to use the BMW one. Let's see. So before I put the dust cap on, I'm going to use a little bit of the gasket maker, the silicone from the gasket maker, so it gives a better seal. Just a little on the sides. Just enough. And then I'm gonna find a rubber mallet to tap it in. We're gonna tap the dust cap in. Gentle until it goes all the way. This will give a perfect seal. Now the gasket maker, the silicone is seeping out. So I think we get the perfect seal. Just we are ready. There, perfect. So it's pretty much done, ready. And this is the old one, pretty rusted. Even though the bearing doesn't seem to be that bad, but still. Okay. So time to put the caliper back on, and then the wheel, and get to the other side. So here's a look at the brake pad, and it's got plenty left. It's pretty good shape. The rotor seems to be in a great shape. So we are good with the rotor and the brake pads. Calipers. Tighten the calipers. I don't have the torque spec for the calipers. Alright. So once again, manual tightening should be sufficient. There. enough. Now handle tightening it. The start button. There's my torque wrench. The new bearing is in. I was able to just tap it in all the way because I put it in the freezer overnight. So it's pretty smooth and ready to put it back together.